it's Liz from a totally different angle. I realized if I would have sat the other way, I would have been directly in the sun. So, hopefully you can see me a little bit better. The Blue Jays are definitely talking. I realize I've been talking a lot about my child alters and MK, so I want to tell you guys about a different one that I have, who I honestly just realized is actually in here. I have an inhuman alter who's a dog, the product of being allowed to watch a crap ton of werewolf movies growing up and being left alone with 3 dogs on a consistent basis. Let's get into it. I hope this doesn't fall. So, growing up, up until 2005, my mom was working at Kmart headquarters, who was actually in Troy, Michigan, before it went under, honestly. She'd worked throughout my school hours, and I want to say maybe she got home at about 5? I don't recall too much, honestly, and maybe she had to work overtime, but I don't really recall. So during these hours when I was alone, I was just with my 3 dogs, Rocky, Charlie, Elmer. Elmer was a beagle, Rocky was a Boston Terrier, and Charlie was a kind of grumpy older Cocker Spaniel. Rocky and I were actually the same age. I was born on September 26th, and then he was the 29th. And Elmer was technically my dog. And up until the age of 8, I don't really remember where my dad was too much. I think he was over at my grandpa's house. My brother told me that my mom was trying to keep me away from him, and then my brother, I know he was in school too growing up. He was in high school. I think, I don't really recall too much. I'm sure they were there, of course. I just remember being left alone a lot. I mean, of course, up until a certain point of the day. I had a neighbor up the street. Horse. I had a neighbor up the street who would watch me, and she had 3 kids, and she had a husband too. Bless her soul. I was a defiant child. I didn't like authority, so there were a lot of times where I would just come home on my own. In elementary school and through middle school, I was known as the dog girl, the one who would bark at cars and chase squirrels, bark at people, would run on all 4s a lot. I had a very special connection with dogs. Actually nicknamed to Elizabeth, which that's kind of bad. That's really bad. My last name is already a fart joke, so it's I got called a lot of nicknames growing up. You know, every child, I believe, eats dog food, so that wasn't really out of the ordinary thing, but I did eat it a couple times. I would get dog treats, and I would torture my friends with them because they would taste like animal crackers, and I'd be like, guys, it's good, and they hated me. Oh my gosh. I was allowed to watch horror movies growing up when, my mom was home. My favorite non-horror movie is Twister. I used to put them through Twister a lot, but with the other horror movies, I got to see the classic Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. And I don't remember growing up, but I'm sure there are a lot of really cheesy ass werewolf movies. So I would also think that I was a werewolf, and to be honest, I would also go off of Inuyasha and how he would turn into a human on the it was the new moon? Yeah. So I believed that I would it got bad when I had gotten into Inuyasha because I had also thought it was part dog demon. Yeah, edgy. I used to run like him too and keep my nails long, and I would scratch my friends, and they'd also hate me for that too. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really, really sorry if you're seeing this. Howling at full moons was also a big thing that I did, and I'm not even gonna lie, like, I still have done it, like, kind of recently when I was, like, doing a worship thing, because I worship Fenrir, the big Norse donkey. Oh, he's wonderful. So there were so many dog influences, wolf influences, just, like, everywhere. Oh my god, one of my, names, it was on Quizilla, I was Fire Dog Lizzie 1992. Like, it was pretty cringe. I was like 12 though, so it was, everyone's cringe when they're 12. So recently, I want to say maybe within like the last kind of 3 months, and mind you, I'm 30, oh god, 30, gonna be 32, and with, DID and OSDD, you don't really find out about your alters, like, typically until you're in maybe about your mid-20s and into your 30s. So, like, yeah, again, within the last 3 months, I notice, like, I have a very visceral reaction if I hear squeaky toys. Someone's doing it in the hallway, like this would happen whenever I'd be working, like some student has a squeaky toy and I'm just like, where? And I have to mask that. I get overly excited, like I want a ball for myself. I can't have that now because of Huey. I don't know, he's chewing. It's a little embarrassing, but we do like head pats and being called a good girl. Kind of like, yeah, that's the taps against the head actually do feel really, really nice. We're still getting to know this alter. Her pronouns are she, her, if anyone is wondering. Pretty sure that she's a mixed breed. We don't have a name for her. She hasn't presented a name or barked a name. I'm pretty sure that she's her role's a protector. She's honestly very territorial. When someone had taken my spot at the school I was at for 2 years, first of all, it took Pontiac a lot. I guess she's a vendor protector too, that's her role, but our doggy really wanted to just chase her away, so very, very, very territorial, can get aggressive too. Keep in mind that this isn't for a good reason that our doggo formed. It's from me being consistently left alone and kind of, to be honest, to be raised by dogs. In a way, I really adopted their mannerisms and it felt like being a part of the pack. This isn't a good thing for a child to go through. My childhood was a blur, and that's the thing with dissociative disorders and also BPD. If there's one thing I wish, is that humans were there more. Like, I love dogs, but honestly, it's a little embarrassing. Oh, do you have an inhuman alter? Let's talk about it in the comments. hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Love you all. Peace out.